to Tribe Talk. Today we are going to be discussing campaign budget optimization, which we all know as CBO, and it's rolling out in February completely. This is something that our team has been really working hard to become experts in over the last year, and we've even come up with a CBO cookbook and really compiled all our collective knowledge with it. So Jacob, tell us a little bit about CBO, what it is, what our team has been doing with it.
Sure, fantastic. Good to be here. CBO is sort of like the thing that is absorbing Facebook marketers' world right now. Some people, just to give you a little background, like last fall, Facebook's like, okay, everybody's going to be switched to campaign budget optimization. You're no longer going to be able to manage ad sets budgets on their own. It's all going to be campaign based. And then Facebook was like, okay, just kidding. We're going to make it the first week in February now. So first week of February coming right up. We know this is going to happen anyway. If it doesn't happen first week of February, it's going to happen 2 months from now. So might as well get it out of the way, get your CBOs rolling. So some of the things that we've really been focusing on is, especially with clients that are, under $10,000 budgets, we've really been focusing on how to make audiences within campaign budget optimization work together. So what that looks like is making sure that you don't have a 3 million person audience along with a 500,000 person audience in the same campaign, especially when we're talking about top of funnel. Because then CBO is going to look at that and be like, holy moly, all the opportunity in that giant audience, that's where I'm going to spend all my money. And since you're not controlling, or we're not controlling the ad set budget anymore, we can set limits one way or the other, but we're just like, oh, no, we don't know that audience works yet, right? So it's a matter of, if you've got the budget, testing audiences in their own CBOs before you move it into a campaign that is going to, or that you want to scale later. If you have the budget to also set up another one for testing ads, and then you have this dedicated top of funnel campaign budget optimization that is full of audiences that are about the same size is going to work, and ads that work with those audiences. So this is the kind of thing we're moving towards. We're seeing great results so far. If you're on a smaller budget and you're just sort of throwing ads that you haven't tested or you haven't proven to work with your audiences into a CBO that was previously working, we're seeing that cause large problems. So they're like the basic layouts, audiences that you've tested, preferably audiences that are around the same size, and ads that you've tested, keep those separate and able for the algorithm to understand them. And then keep your testing in lower budget, lower funnel optimization, right? So maybe for an e-commerce, optimize it for add to cart, maybe optimize it for view content while you're testing things, and then throw it into the purchase one later. Those are the big ones we've come up with.
Yeah, that's great. Do you find that the algorithm is choosing the best ad sets for the audiences the best audiences for your brand?
Yeah, actually, when we implement the testing in the way that we want to, when we have the budget to do that, when we have the budget to allow the algorithm to figure stuff out, we find it does a really good job on that final scaling top of funnel. Now, I keep talking about top of funnel because that's where you're going to be spending the majority of your budget, strangers to your site, demand generation. At middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, I think that actually CBO does a fantastic job. You have to be careful in a bottom of funnel because those people who are just added to cart past 5 days or just recently visited your lead gen site past 5 days, those are going to hog a lot of the algorithm's attention. If you have them in a campaign with people who are 30 days out, set a limit on there, keep an eye on it. And honestly, CBO seems to understand that, I don't want to target the same group 500 times, right? I want to spread out my budget between these audiences for the best overall results. I've been pretty impressed with it at Mofu and Bofu for those reasons. And at Tofu, as long as you're testing things before you're putting it into something you expect to perform, I think it's doing pretty well. It makes our job a little bit easier. It makes the interface cleaner.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, Jacob. And yeah, everyone be looking out for that update, the complete rollout, and let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to help you guys, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Fantastic. Thanks.